Hi there. I wasn't planning on doing a video today. I've been searching for moose sheds. Last spring I was able to find a cool one right behind me actually. It's really cold, about minus 30 degrees Celsius. I wasn't actually planning on doing my dinner today outdoors, but I bumped into searching those moose sheds into this little lovely spot where it would be nice to set up a little camp. So, I have my dinner with me, but I don't have much of gear. I don't have that stone, I don't have butter, I don't have any pans or anything like that, but I think I'm able to do that with a little bit of improvisation outdoors as well. But I left my sled with my gear all the way back there, so I need to get that first. There has been plus temperatures a few times this winter, which means that all the snow that has been on the trees has gone damp and moist and then fallen down, and then that has created a hard surface that is very easy to snowshoe on. But on open places like behind me, it's very tricky. You might have snow all the way to your waist at some parts. Even with snowshoes you just go down at least to the knee level, so it's tricky, but it's a lot of fun nonetheless. But anyway, let's go and search for the firewood and search for my sled, and then let's head back to that lovely place that I just found. How do I decide which direction I want my shelter to face? It's actually pretty simple. Behind the camera is the sun, and it's right now around noon. That means that south is somewhere around over there, behind the camera. I also want to consider the direction of the wind. Right now there's not much wind, but there's a little breeze, and when it's minus 30 degrees as is right now, even just that little breeze really chills you to the bone. So, and also because I'm starting a fire, I want to think about the direction of the smoke, where the smoke would ideally go. So today the whole day is gonna be blowing from north, which is somewhere behind me, and so that means that I'm gonna put my shelter facing to the camera so that I get a little bit of sunlight. It's nice to film, it's nice to enjoy the sun that hopefully warms me up a little bit, and the wind is gonna blow behind the tarp and take the smoke out, and it's gonna be a lot nicer for me. So, simple as that really. Getting up getting up from here is not that simple, because okay. If you watched my previous video, you remember that I had to lengthen my ridge line because it was too short. But I don't need that extra part anymore. Actually, that extra part probably will be enough today for my ridge line. So probably I'm just gonna use that, by the way. But anyway, first I'm gonna do a little loop over here at the other end, and I'm gonna use probably this tree or maybe that one, and then this one over here. It's a little short gap, but it should do just fine. I don't want to use this birch over here because behind me there's a few birches more, so that would make this space in the shelter too little. So I want to have a little bit more room, so I'm going to use that one. And then maybe this one. So we'll see if this is enough. This actually might, yeah, it's actually not enough. So I'm going to use the main line that I usually use. It already has these loops ready, so it's really simple to set up. If it's just remember the tricky knot, which name I do not recall, but it has the loop ready, so just need a little stick over here. When you got your little stick, you just take the end of the line that has that steady loop, loop at the end, maybe about shoulder level, and then take the main ridge line through the loop, and then stick that little stick between, and it'll tighten and it'll stay tight. It's really simple. So this is kind of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. Then you just tighten this up over there so it doesn't get loose. But let's do it again so you can actually see how it's supposed to be done. So it's actually pretty simple once you learn it. Here it looks like a regular loop, but it's actually not, because if you pull it, it straightens up. But anyway, you want to make it tight first of all, and well, you can really do this in many ways, but basically you just do a loop over here and then grab this part and tighten from here. So now you have it. Well, now I screwed up because you don't want to have that loop too close to the tree. Well, that's always kind of the part that I screw up. But like so, and then you just take this part, the remaining, the part that's left, that loose part, and you take that through the loop, and here you can tighten it up, and then you just tighten this line over here, and that's really it. There's really nothing too special about it. You can do all kinds of fancy things over here, but whatever, you know. Now that I have the ridge line over here set and done, I always keep 2 of these little rope loops over here, and I have them always ready. It's really simple to put them on, but once you've done it, it's just the best to keep them here because it's so fast to put them on, and you know, you don't have to really take them off if you don't use the line with anything else. So I always just keep them there. So with these I then attach the tarp itself. And with these parts you don't need to use any fancy paracords or stuff. I think I used here the regular ridge line, or that line material that came with the tarp originally. Do that kind of a thing. Can't really explain it. But you can then tighten it from here pulling from here. But if I pull from here, it doesn't move, so it holds really well. I've enjoyed this tarp. It's not a sponsored thing. I bought this originally for my hammock, but it's a good tarp because it has good size. It's small to pack, lightweight, good material, and it has a lot of attachment points, actually 19 attachment points. Find a corner and then use these loops that I have on the ridgeline, and then I need to find 2 sticks and then attach from the second attachment point from the corner. So not including the corner itself, here's the first and the second, and then I'll just tighten it up. That's gonna be the first step. That's really it. Pretty simple. Just as I said that I like to use the second attachment point, well, I'm gonna improvise this time and actually decided to use the first one because I don't need, it's not snowing, nothing like that, so I don't need right now much of roof over me. I need more protection from the breeze, which is just already kind of chilling me. And I ended up putting the ridgeline a tad too high. It wouldn't be a hassle because I can loosen it up without actually opening up the strings. So, you know, it wouldn't be a hassle, but I decided to do this anyway, a little bit differently this time. And just try to use the first attachment points just for fun, because, you know, what the heck, why not? So I'm gonna be able to get more coverage for my back, and yeah. Now I have all this loose stuff over here, and I could just sort of use all of this as ground sheet, or what I think I'll do is I think I'll kind of twist it so I have double layered that canvas, so it helps for me to not to freeze my butt off. Oh, I have my axe. Whoa. I was wondering what's here. Doesn't really look like what I was planning on doing, but this is actually quite nice. It offers me good protection from the breeze and just enough for me. And I'm able to sort of fold this canvas multiple times to create extra protection for my ass. I removed all the snow pretty much all the way to the ground, and the ground is very damp, but because it's so cold it shouldn't be a problem. But I wanted to remove the snow as much as I could, because it's a lot easier to build a fire, start the fire when there is as little snow as possible, because the snow melts obviously and it just wets everything. It's just harder and harder. Also my toes are a bit cold, so I figured that would be nicer to sit here, get my blood flowing all the way down to the toes as well, if I get my knees as low as possible. So I did over here this little ditch or whatever hole, and I also figured that to ease the airflow to the fire, I sort of did this, not really a chimney, but kind of this sort of tunnel below this hard snowy ice or icy snow, whatever, and hopefully it will warm up my toes a little bit as well, so that the warm air would maybe flow this way, or maybe it'll flow that way, I don't know. But it has on both sides a tunnel so that the air can flow really well, because yeah, there's actually quite a lot of snow and the ground is very moist, so it might be a bit tricky to get the fire going, but I think this will help a lot. And also this sort of structure is a good tip if you want to hide yourself, if the idea is to go unnoticed. Dug up a little hole either in the snow or sand or whatever, and build your fire over there so the flames aren't visible from elsewhere than just you can only see the fire in your camp, but obviously smoke will give you away anyway. But if you use dry wood, you're not gonna get that much of smoke. So, but anyway, this wood is more moist, so let's use that as the bottom piece, because it's gonna get soaked anyway. So let's not ruin the good wood for that. Okay. Nice. It's all natural. There's no salt, there's no spices, nothing. It's delicious. The key in succeeding doing this sort of wooden thing was to find wood that was fresh and still living. The first two that I did were too dry. They weren't dead trees, but they were kind of ripe. They were like, because this area is a sort of bog, so a lot of trees, or even the small ones, are sort of hanging there barely. So it just had to be completely fresh, and then I was able to do the splits, and yeah, then it turned out all right. As I don't have a thermometer with me, I have no idea what the temperature is right now. It was supposed to get warmer, but I don't know. It feels freaking cold, so I have no idea. It's probably at least -25 still. But it was supposed to be yesterday, as I got looked the forecast. It was like -15 for the day, -20 for the morning, but it was -30. It's a really good way to cook, because you can hold the food right over there, and as you go, just take one stick off, and really great. Don't need a plate. And by the way, this knife that I have, it was made by me. I did it maybe 5 years ago. I should do a new one. But I've really enjoyed it, because it really works fine with everything. And I use it all the time.